So I'll just start talking, and Lindsay and Margot's trying to admit people, can join in. This is the December meeting of the AHA folks and the National Park Service partners and the Seaport Cultural District participants. Before COVID, this was the meeting that we got together at the James Arnold Mansion and celebrated with fabulous tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches and enjoyed the hospitality and the decorations. And so this year we'll still have to make do. Everyone thought that being on Zoom in the middle of the holiday season was probably the better part of valor. So I hope that you feel the warmth that comes through the technology lines, and that we can have a great conversation. The notice went out a little bit late, so we're hopeful that people remembered and kind of looked in their inbox for information. But we have fabulous guests with us. So we have the folks from UMass Dartmouth, Deirdre, Healy, and where's your partner in crime? Deirdre?
Nicole Ochoa.
Nicole Ochoa. I don't see her on my, oh, Nicole, there you go, yay. So they're gonna talk to us about how nonprofits and people who are looking for interns and volunteers and that whole range of experience can connect with UMass Dartmouth. And I think it's a great system so that people, it works for both people. So I mean that we can put up certain skills and opportunities, and it's also a way for the students to track their time, and it's kind of a better bookkeeping system for both parties, particularly if you have interns that are short-term interns or short-term volunteers. And there's certainly a range of how internships are set up. So Nicole and Deirdre have asked to share their screen and talk to us a little bit. As Margot said when we started, she is recording this, and so all of this information will be up on the New Bedford Creative website if you want to go back and reference it, or if you want to share it and connect other people with the opportunity. As Deirdre said, this is kind of a first step, and we're hoping that we have a scaffold that kind of builds a relationship going forward with these great opportunities for downtown. So this is kind of the Christmas present from the Leduc Center for Civic Engagement for all of us. So there you go. So Deirdre and Nicole, it's over to you.
Great, thank you so much, Lee and Margot. And I love that we're being thought of as a Christmas present. Thank you. Also, I just want to acknowledge that I see that Rebecca Uchel is on the call with us, and Rebecca is, hi Rebecca. No, I just don't want to confuse anyone. We know we're a big organization and we have a lot of moving parts, but what I'm going to share with you today, we are full partners with Rebecca on this, this platform. So we're working hand in hand. I don't want you to feel that, you know, you have so many different kind of opportunities at UMass Dartmouth that you're overwhelmed. We're trying to make it simple for everyone so that you'll have a point of contact.
And Deirdre, maybe when you finish, we'll have more people on and we can have people introduce themselves. So Rebecca could talk a little bit more about what she's doing. That'd be great.
Thank you. So a little background for those of you who I haven't met before. I'm Deirdre Healy. I work here at the Leduc Center for Civic Engagement and have been for 20 years, believe it or not. What we are going to show you today, I've been hoping for exactly 20 years. So it's taken that long, but we're finally there. But before we show you, I just want to tell you a little bit more about the Leduc Center for those of you who may not know. So our center is the place where students, faculty, and staff can engage with local, national, and international partners in everything from volunteering to voting. So I guess that's a little bit of a misstatement that you could vote internationally, but let's just say we engage our students in volunteering to voting and try to, you know, bridge the gap in between. So our biggest program, just so you know, or let's just say before COVID, our biggest program was our America Reads tutoring program, and it should really be called tutoring and mentoring program, where we have over 100 students every year helping to get third graders to third grade reading level. And we have a variety of schools and after school programs where we make that connection. But that's not all we do. Sometimes we're best known for that program, but as I said, we do a lot more than that. And we think it's really important to try to engage our students in the local arts and culture scene in a variety of ways and creative ways. So everything from volunteering at your organizations to like trying to be involved with our Earth Eve parade that we do with AHA Night. So we are open to your suggestions at all times, but what we're going to show you today is the platform where your organization can have a presence on our campus. So we've launched this platform. We've had a soft launch this semester, but we're learning how to use it. It's actually very powerful. And so we've had great success this semester, and now we're ready to expand a little. So some of our colleagues who are using this platform on other campuses call it opening the door. So we're opening the door. This is your portal to come into UMass Dartmouth in a unique kind of way. This portal is for students, faculty, and staff. It's easily accessible from either our quick launch, which is where on the homepage you can easily get there, but also there's an app. So students will have an app that they can not only find opportunities, but as Lee mentioned, thank you, Lee, track their hours, or we call it impact. So unfortunately, there's not like a great way to track what the impact of this work is, but the basic way is through hours. So we can say students spent X amount of hours. I personally wish we had a much better way to capture that because I think hours are different. There's like 1 hour could change a child's life, whereas, you know, another hour might not be as valuable. But for now, that's the usual way that we track things, is through impacts. So students will use the platform for that. We also will be having faculty look for community partners through this platform. So they'll be able to look at your page, which we're going to show you in a second what some pages look like. And they'll be able to get a glance, sort of idea of what your organization does. And there you'll be able to post what your maybe volunteer needs are, as well as maybe some, you know, dream ideas that you have. So if you want to partner for a service learning project, you might put that you're open to that. So it's okay with everybody. We'll just go ahead and get started. And Nicole is going to guide us through. Nicole is our AmeriCorps member for this semester, recent graduate from UMass Dartmouth. We're so lucky to have her, also local to the region. Nicole and I are residents of Fairhaven. So she is going to show us now.
Can everyone see that all right?
Yeah, looks great, Nicole. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. All right, so as Deirdre said, my name is Nicole. I am the SCI AmeriCorps member at the Leduc Center this year. I am a recent graduate of UMass Dartmouth. I graduated in spring of 2021. And yeah, so this is Corsair Engage. This was not a thing when I was a student. It was just, as Deirdre mentioned, it was just, we just started using it this past fall semester, kind of a soft launch. I still have a couple friends who are students here who, you know, are seniors or juniors, and they have no idea what this is, but most of the freshmen know what this is. Hopefully in 4 years, everyone will know what it is. So this is the kind of main homepage that students see when they log on. We've got kind of the whole Everything you can think of on here is pretty much on here. We have our little about section. It's got links to all of our social media. This is kind of all the information about who is on Corsair Engage, how many impacts we have had, which is, I will get into impacts later, and how many hours people have done with this site. We've got, this is some of our campus groups that we have. We've got Arnie's Cupboard, which is a pantry we have on campus. There's some like our Mass Purge group, all that kind of stuff. We've got some sororities in here, I believe, stuff like that. And then community partners, which is hypothetically where you guys would probably join us. We have a ton of different, we've got Gifts to Give on here, Westport Council of Aging, and Buttonwood Park Zoo. And then if we continue to scroll down, these are all the events that we currently have going on for students to volunteer at. This is an on-campus one. We've got one for Buttonwood Park. We currently do not have a lot going on right now because it is towards the end of the semester. It's finals week, and a lot of students are leaving for winter break. So we do not have a lot going on currently, but still have a few on there. But I'm going to show you guys, I'm actually going to use Buttonwood Park Zoo as the example. They are one of our community partners, and I can show you guys their page and kind of what is expected of possible community partners. And yeah, so this is Buttonwood Park's page. As you can see, we have a little about section where we have them put a decent amount of stuff about them. It's got like a description of who they are, what they do, stuff like that. We have a little kind of description about the different opportunities that would be offered. We usually like to put kind of a little bit about the certain time commitment for Buttonwood Park Zoo. They kind of have, more one-off events. So their time commitment is a bit more flexible, whereas some other commitments, they might want you to come, they might want you to commit to a month of doing it, coming every other day or like 2 days a week, something like that. We also like to add transportation. Some students don't have cars on campus. It is a big commuter campus though, so sometimes it's not a problem, sometimes it is. We also, right here, we like to add a lot. I know a lot of you guys use Volunteer South Coast. Some people use Sign Up Genius. A lot of the times we'll put that link right in here so students can go straight to it and sign up there. And we also like to add kind of a contact. People can reach out to you if they have any questions, if they're looking for any volunteer opportunities that they don't see on the page, stuff like that. We also see as of right now, they've only got one event going on. And yeah, I think I should probably talk about impacts now. So impacts are, it's the language that is used on this platform. Impacts are essentially a way for students to log their hours. So what students would do is go right here, click add impact, and they would submit their hours. So say I went to an event at the zoo and I wanted to, log my hours for something. I would submit an impact and I'd say I went to this event. I was there for this many hours, and I would hit submit. And since Josh is the primary admin, he will get an email that says Nicole Ochoa is submitted an impact for, say, 2 hours for this event on this day. And then he gets the option to verify. So like, yes, I was there, she did her work. like all set, or dispute it, which would be for if, say, I put it in for the wrong day, the wrong time, I actually didn't show up, stuff like that. Just so that way, you know, there aren't people falling through the cracks, stuff like that. And when we get you on the site, we tend to, you know, excuse me, sorry, I had that cold that you guys were talking about earlier. You can't tell from my voice. When we get you on the site, we like to add you as an admin. We're allowed to have 2 admins per sort of group. So usually it'll be someone from your site and one of us. So you guys can get comfortable on the site before we don't want to like just, you know, throw you in there and say good luck. We will definitely help you out. And so once you guys get kind of familiar with the site, eventually you guys will be posting events. You guys will be, you know, verifying these impacts, stuff like that. But we're not just gonna, you know, show you this and say good luck. We will definitely help you out as best as we can. Anything else you can think of, Deirdre?
No, I think that was a terrific overview. Thank you. Nicole, so I just added my name and email to the chat, just as a way of explaining the next steps. So for those of you who would like to have a page on our platform, if you simply send an email, the next step would be that Nicole and I would get back with you about a date or time where we can get you connected to your page on the website. So we actually set up the page for you, and then you become an administrator. So there are various levels that you might want to consider as a partner here. So you may simply want to just have your presence there and say, hey, we are AHA, this is how you get in touch with us. And you know, you're not ready to have volunteers for whatever reason, you're not ready for random kind of engagement, but you want to have a presence because you know that lots of people are going to be looking here and they might want to come to your they may want to just come and visit you for something, as well as faculty might be looking for a partner on a particular project that you might be open to having a discussion for. So I see a little note in the chat about how many hours of community service are students required to accomplish per school year. So let me explain that. Good question. And here's my answer. It varies. So there are some classes that require 15 hours of engagement. So many of our freshman classes require that, and they can get it. Typically, they want to be partnered with one organization to complete the 15 hours. Some programs, like our College Now program, will accept 15 in a variety of ways. So they might do an hour or two with you for a one-off project you have, or for example, the zoo is very popular, but they might be involved in another program as well. And they will track all their own impacts, and they are able to create a file that shows their impacts that they can easily submit to their instructor as proof that they completed their assignment. Other classes will a little more advanced kind of service learning engagement that would require more of your time. It may not be you may just get hooked up on the platform just for that, and the hours aren't as important, but we might have them add the project as an impact. So that would be very particular to that particular class. So I hope that answers your question about how many hours that students are required to accomplish per year.
So Deirdre, I have another kind of question. When you go down on the form for the zoo, there was a place that you have to connect to for listing your particular volunteer opportunity. Is that correct? You can't just list your volunteer opportunity on this site?
So, yeah,
Same
good
format.
question, Lee. There are a couple of different ways to do it. So if in the case, if you want to be a regular, if you are an organization that has regular volunteer hours that uses a particular kind of system for your volunteer coordination, then you can just send students to that website.
Okay.
However, as a partner, you also have the opportunity, and if you don't mind scrolling down a little bit more, Nicole, to put in particular events that you are having, and you can say a little bit more about this event, how it's different than your regular volunteering opportunities. You don't have to, but you can. The other thing to know is, as a partner on this site, you will also have access to some volunteer coordination for organization, for people that are other than UMass Dartmouth students. So stay with me for a second. The platform we are using is called GivePulse, and it's actually off the shelf. It's a national organization, probably international, and lots of different colleges and universities, as well as communities, use the platform. So when you become a partner with us, your information can be part of this network that shows your opportunities to more than just our students. So in fact, New Bedford High School students can get on GivePulse and see your opportunity. Then you also have you can also use part of the software to organize and coordinate your volunteers. I hope that makes sense to you.
Yes.
But don't feel you have to understand everything today. We don't expect that, because we want to have another meeting with you. We want to set up your page and then have another meeting with you where we really get you familiar with how to use it. And it's not hard. It's easy. It's meant to be easy.
So if there are 2 more meetings that people have the opportunity to benefit from your expertise, do people just contact you and say, Deirdre, okay, I'm ready to set up my page, I want to move forward? And you
Yes,
will kind of walk them through that? Okay, so that's a way to think about that. You or Nicole?
right, precisely. It will be,
Okay.
yeah, one of us. But just send me an email and say, yeah, we want to take part, and we'll get you set up.
Hi, Deirdre.
Hi.
I have a question about, I see that you can tag an event as a virtual or remote event just by looking at the page that we're on. But can you talk a little bit more about remote volunteer opportunities, and if organizations are successful in recruiting volunteers that way? Because that's something I think we would actually need quite a bit.
Oh, that's terrific. So if you have and actually we haven't even exactly used, or we haven't worked with any partners who only have, and I hope I'm understanding your question okay, have remote opportunities. But what you were seeing down there is the ability for students they can filter the kind of opportunity they're looking for. So if you have, and we would love this, because I think, one of the impacts of COVID is people like to do more virtual work and can, so that you can say, hey, we have this virtual opportunity, and it can be listed there. Did that make sense?
It did. Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
And that is how we would use it. I'm sure we would use it for in-person volunteering as well. But we need help with like transcribing, a lot of stuff that can just be done from home. They don't necessarily need to be physically present. So thank you.
Oh,
And I
that's
know
terrific.
you've been in contact with my colleague Denise about this. She's actually the volunteer coordinator. So she and I will chat about it independently.
Okay,
So thank you.
good. Lindsay, what's your organization?
New Bedford Whaling National Historical Park.
Okay, great. Oh, perfect. And let's see, I see another question here in the chat. Is there a specific subject line you'd like us to use when we reach out to you? This is all very exciting. Thank you, Lindsay from Dartmouth. You can say, I just want to make it easy. We call it Corsair Engage. I hope that do y'all know that our mascot is the Corsair, if you haven't heard. And Arnie is our mascot's name. So that's why it's called Corsair Engage. So if you write platform, if you write volunteer opportunity, anything like that, we'll see it.
I'm sorry, do you want them to identify themselves as people who heard about it at this meeting? So from the arts and culture meeting volunteering, so that.
Yeah, sure. That'd be great.
Yeah, so that you'll understand that they have what they heard.
Yeah,
and what they knew.
good. That'd be great. Yep. And what kind of the expectation is. Yeah.
Okay. Yay.
Any other questions? Nicole, that means you did a super job. Thank you very much. We look forward to having you all on our platform. We have like unlimited partnerships. We do have a little rivalry with the University of Arkansas, of all places. And they have told us they have like 200 or more on their site. So they do have a bigger, kind of population base, but we're up for 200. We think we can do it.
200 organizations is your target?
For now.
Okay.
We'll see how we do. Yeah.
Okay. We'll be working on that.
All right.
Great.
Well,
Let's
thank
get
you,
to-
everyone.
Lindsay said, let's get to 201. Yes, there's nothing about New Bedford that we love more than our wanting to be first and best. So there you go.
All right.
Well, thank you so much. You're welcome to stay on for the rest of the meeting, or we can just kind of go on. We're going to do a little bit of introductions. And so, although my name says Candace Heald, I am Lee Heald. I'm from the AHA program, one of your hosts, and I'm going to throw it to the person next to me, who is Marlissa.
Hi there, I am Marlissa Brigitte and I'm with South Coast Almanac, and this is my first meeting, so I'm excited to be here. Thanks.
So can you throw it to somebody?
Oh, yes, so the person after me who hasn't gone, well, Nicole has gone, Don Burton.
Hi, I heard my name. I'm sorry, I missed what the question was.
Oh, can you introduce yourself and then choose somebody else to introduce themselves?
Sorry, yes, of course. I'm Don Burton, filmmaker. I just recently joined the Downtown New Bedford Inc. board. So, and this is great to hear from UMass Dartmouth because I'm an alum of UMass and got a lot of friends that are still there working. So this is a great way I can see being able to use this in many different ways. And I think one of the great challenges has been trying to get, students downtown in meaningful ways, and it's just wonderful. I think that you guys have done this. So thank you, Deirdre. And I look forward to collaborating even more.
Okay, throw it to somebody else down. Choose somebody.
Oh, sorry. Allison Mayette.
That's me. Hello, I'm the Collections and Community Engagement Manager at the Fishing Heritage Center. I'm fairly new to New Bedford, fairly new to the organization, so I'm pretty excited about what's upcoming.
Oh, and so Allison, pick somebody else to introduce. Let's just pop it through.
Oh yeah, I guess the next person on my list would be Eric Paradise.
Hi, everybody. I'm Eric Paradise with Your Theater, Steeple Playhouse, and Bedford Jazz Fest. And I just happen to be directing a play right now, which is a nonpartisan political comedy that's going to air and go on stage at the St. Martin's Church in January. So keep your eye out for that for Your Theater. And next is Juliet.
Hi, everyone. My name is Juliet Laranger, and I own and run 2 yoga studios, School of Yoga in New Bedford and Good Yoga. And I've had a small business in downtown New Bedford since 2009. And I also am a founder of a nonprofit called Good Company New Bedford that kind of redesigns the the shtick of yoga, so that more so everyday people can use it and make use of it in their lives, with a focus on teens currently. New Bedford Whaling Museum.
Hi, everyone. So my name's Jennifer Zanoli. This is my first time attending. I am at a new position at the New Bedford Whaling Museum, which is Director of Museum Experience and Community Engagement. So I'm very excited to be meeting you all virtually and getting to know all of your wonderful organizations. Also in the room with us is somebody not at the New Bedford Whaling Museum, though physically here.
I'm Beatrice Salabera. I'm an independent consultant. The museum is one of my clients and happily here wrapping up the project, but looking forward to talking to you all about upcoming projects in 2022.
And I'll throw it to Jocelyn, my colleague.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jocelyn Nunes, also with the New Bedford Whaling Museum, but not where they are. And I am the manager of public programs. And I will pass it to, oh gosh, I don't remember who's gone. Dawn.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dawn Salerno. I'm the executive director at the Roach Jones Duff House and Garden Museum. And I'm also the default education program person, volunteer person, grant person. And I will pass it to Dana R.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you all. My name's Dana Ribeiro. I am from New Bedford, third generation. I'm a student right now, and I work with Vineyard Wind, and been involved with the city my whole life. Love arts, and looking forward to working with you all. And I will pass it on to Beth Purdue.
Hi, everyone. I am newly on a AHA steering committee and also new to Coastline organization. So 2 new areas that I hope will overlap with what's going on with this group. And I'm very happy to be here. And I will pass it on to Wendy Hall.
Hey, everybody. I am Wendy Hall, executive producer with New Bedford Festival Theater. As you can probably see from my show posters in the back. We are the resident company at the Zeiterion. Yeah, we're always excited to be a part of this group and to be creating culture and art in our community. So I will pass it on to Amanda Hawkins.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda Hawkins, and I'm the program now manager with DATMA, and just have been working as of this year with DATMA, and kind of new to New Bedford, and just signed on for full time. So excited to be more invested and involved in the community and work with you all. All right, how about Lindsay?
Cute. Hi, I'm Lindsay Misch, and I also work with DATMA. I'm the executive director, but I've been working with the community for a while, and I'm UMass alum. So really excited about getting those interns back downtown and seeing more students getting involved with the community anytime that we get a chance to partner and give people some deeper meaning to how they can be part of the community is always fun for us. But always feel free to reach out to us and share your ideas, and we love collaborating. Thank you. And let's see. Oh, I saw Vieira's name pop up. Vieira, it's all you.
Thank you. So I'm a gallery director at UMass Dartmouth. Nice to see everyone, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow during AHA night for some programming. And I'll pass it to, can you wave so I can know who didn't go yet? Scott Bishop.
Thank you, Vera. I'm Scott Bishop. I'm a musician and songwriter. I also booked the AHA mini concert, and I'm currently musical artist in residence at the New Bedford Whaling National Historic Park, which means the next person I'm going to throw it to is Lindsay Compton.
Thanks, Scott. I'm Lindsay Compton. I am the Arts and Youth Coordinator at New Bedford Whaling National Historical Park, and I will bounce it to Margot.
Thank you, Lindsay. Hi, everyone. My name's Margot Saulnier. I'm the creative strategist for the City of New Bedford. operating out of New Bedford Creative at the New Bedford Economic Development Council. And I'm also managing the Seaport Cultural District. And I also have a cold, so my brain is not functioning properly today. So I am going to pass it to Rebecca.
All right, Rebecca.
Hi, Margot. Thank you. Rebecca Uchel, CVPA. I'm working with community engaged initiatives on behalf of CVPA and have worked with many of you in that capacity and look forward to working with all of you very soon. And I think Den Santoro, have you spoken yet?
I have not. So, yeah, I'm Den Santoro. I am the program manager and creator of Practice Best Practice, which is a program that is a cultural education series that helps us find win-win situations for creatives and the organizations and businesses that work with them and intersect with them. I'm also a consultant and a fine art photographer. You can see some of my work at the New Bedford Art Museum right now in the members show, and many other things that are too numerous to mention. So I guess I will throw it to Mary Raposa.
Thank you, Dan. Mary Raposa, I'm the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Beaches for the City of New Bedford, and I'm really looking forward to reaching out to you, Deirdre, with some volunteer opportunities.
Okay, so who hasn't, Ashley Aquino, I don't think you've spoken, have you? You're kind of in the dark.
No, I have not. My name's Ashley Aquino. I'm the Executive Director at New Bedford Art Museum Artworks. And as Den mentioned, we have our members exhibition up right now. And for AHA Night this week, I will be announcing the Jurors' Choice Awards. So that will be fun, cash prizes and all sorts of great things. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone this Thursday and in the coming year as well. We have some great programming planned. And I don't believe Anne has had a chance to introduce herself either.
And Laura, yeah.
Hi, folks. Good afternoon. Ann Lauro, Department of City Planning, always here as a partner in crime, collaborator, and all-around cheerleader, representing the city in our arts and culture. And yay for all the good work that you do. We appreciate it. Happy holidays, everyone.
Great. Has everyone spoken? Is Michelle Keith still on? I know that she wanted to say something.
I'm just about to jump off, but I just law attorney, very interested. I'm in the car right now, and that's why I'm not on, just talking out loud on the speaker here. In building awareness of the global goals, and I encourage all the organizations today to go to the Global Goals website and pick a goal that you're interested in. There's 17 goals. And go to the end of that particular listing under the goal, and you will see get involved. And for all of these 17 goals, the work has already been done, the targets are there, the frameworks are there, and the ideas for community engagement and civic engagement are already there. Because one of the things that's become very apparent since 2016, when international law lost its importance in the world community from the United States, a lot of international law scholars have embraced the idea that we need to make sure that ordinary people understand the law, get involved with this level, because that's what's going to save us. You know, we cannot depend on our governments, okay, and our leaders to do the right thing. We've got to help people to understand that they have a lot more power than what they realize, and that they can make the changes that they wish for. So please check out that website, and I'd love to engage any of you in building awareness of the global goals. And happy holidays, everybody. I'm sorry I have to go, and thank you so much for your good work. Take care.
Thanks, Michelle. So we want to give people a chance. We've got a few minutes to round up again about plans and hopes for the future. So I said, start out and say, I hope that we are all able to come out of the pandemic in wonderful, positive, and stronger ways. We're not looking back. We're never going back. We're only going forward. And then for the AHA program in particular, we are revamping our website and thinking about it as a different kind of platform. So that's kind of my big idea and goal for AHA in the future, and to be part of the community and kind of lift up the work that we are all doing. And so other people chime in with goals for either the city or their organization to move forward in 2022, coming up soon. Anybody jump in? Go, Eric.
I'll jump in for your theater Steeple Playhouse. Our goal is to open. Yeah, getting the First Baptist Church fully renovated and transformed into a flexible performing arts space, not only for your theater as a permanent home, but also for lots of other organizations, grassroots organizations, and even corporate organizations. So we'll have lots of space and a great place to do it. So if anybody's interested in sharing space with us and renting space, what have you, kind of reach out to me, or just keep a lookout for updates. We hope to be in that space in 2022. So fingers crossed.
Great.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Okay, so that's positive. Who's next?
I'd like to jump in and introduce myself. Thank you so much, Lee, for inviting me. This is my first time joining this group in this way. It's an honor to be here, part of such an exciting moment in New Bedford and South Coast, Massachusetts cultural development. Rebecca Uchel, I work at CVPA, and I'm newly appointed to a position of directing community engaged initiatives for the College of Visual and Performing Arts. As this is a new position, we are taking sort of a slow and methodical, intentional approach of landscaping and inventorying what's already happening. And I know that many people in this room are either aware of or working with our faculty and students on a number of really spectacular projects already in process and underway. Too many to name here, of course, but we also want to be developing a community engaged initiative approach that is community oriented, accountable to communities, intentional, appropriate, and developmentally robust for all participants, for students, faculty, and community members. So I'll also put my name in the chat. Deirdre mentioned and my email address. I would really like to be meeting with all of you, hopefully in the coming months. Deirdre mentioned that I've also been involved with working with the Leduc Center on the development of the Corsair Engage platform for CVPA, which we hope will be an inroad, not only for service-oriented volunteer projects, but also for really robust and mutual community partnerships here forward. Really looking forward to speaking. I'm seeing some direct messages from folks in the chat. I appreciate it. I'll put my email in the chat so that we can be in touch, and look forward to that. Thanks so much, everyone.
Great. Anyone else? Positive plans for the future, 2022? Oh, come on. Dana, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. One thing I think would be cool for this group as we meet again is to invite, since it's Zoom, we can have like really cool lecturers from anywhere. And there's a gentleman named Dr. Stephen Pritchard. He's an artist, an activist, and his specialty is art washing and the conversation about how art can go hand in hand with gentrification, and specifically what organizations like all of yours can do so that you're aware of it and the steps that can be taken so that it isn't furthered innocently. So I think it'd be great to have him come maybe the next time we meet or the time after, or somebody like him. And we can hand out materials before, sort of get everyone on like a baseline of understanding,
right,
and have someone give a good lecture, and then we can ask questions and then maybe keep them as sort of a reference moving forward.
So Dana, if you could either give his information to Lindsay or Margot or myself somewhere, and then maybe we could actually send out a pre-reading, not homework, but a pre-reading kind of material, so we could all be on the same, have the opportunity to be on the same level. If you have time to kind of dig in a couple of articles, that would be great.
Oh, will do.
Yeah, so that would be great. Fabulous idea. Anyone else?
Hey, I'd like to, I hope it's positive. I think it would be positive. I'd like to see, and at some point be a part of the businesses in downtown New Bedford having a different sort of connection that is not DMB Inc. I'm not going to get into my critical issues around DMV because I don't think they're doing well, and they haven't been. So I think there needs to be either a hub around them to support them or something else. So I would think that'd be really positive.
Okay.
It's not yet though.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
So why don't you be in contact with the three of us to kind of think about how to frame a conversation around that? Because I think that, I mean, one of the things that AHA is thinking about is really how our website both connects the cultural community, but also has a platform that's wider and kind of re-engages the businesses in supporting the cultural institutions. So I think that that would be of interest to all of us and really so helpful in making a functional and seamless downtown. I'm in on that discussion. Anyone else? Thoughts? Yeah, Wendy, go.
Hi, so we here at Festival Theater have been around for 32 seasons, and we've always done one show in the summer, and we're trying to get the word out that now we're doing 5 shows in 1 year. So we've gone from 1 to 5. We've already done 3 productions. We have a production coming up in April of Little Shop of Horrors, and we will be doing our big musical in July. But this is part of our goal of bringing year-round professional theater to New Bedford and the South Coast. So, you know, I am the new executive producer. And so we are really excited about our journey of expanding and reaching more members of the community, business owners of the community, cultural leaders of the community, and really engaging more. So that's something that we're doing and we're really excited about. And hopefully 2022 will be a great year for us and for the community.
Great. So Wendy, just, and it's an Eric question too. Catherine Peterson, who does Arts Boston, wrote about performing arts groups and people coming back into the theater in 2020. Do you have any either conversation around that we would make us brighter and smarter, or thoughts about how we could frame that with and for you?
It's tough. I mean, people are nervous. People, at least at the Zeiterion, there's a vaccination policy, and some people disagree with that. We also, people are required to wear masks the entire time. People disagree with that. So it's hard. We are fighting an uphill battle, trying to get people to be comfortable, trying to get people back in. It's hard. Our attendance for the first 3 shows was, not anywhere near what in a normal year it would be. So, I guess the best thing is just to keep encouraging people that, we're taking all the precautions we need to keep the audience safe, to keep our actors safe, to keep our crew safe. So, when you're ready, or, when people are ready, really just to give it a go. I don't know what Eric's seeing over at your theater in terms of audience engagement.
We have basically copied the general theatrical COVID policy that is kind of ubiquitous around the industry. And we haven't gotten too much lashback against it. We feel like we're getting more people in the door than preventing people from coming because they don't agree with it, as you mentioned. The numbers that we're seeing have slowly increased from the last 2 shows we've done. And I think that's a positive trajectory.
Yeah.
Our next show isn't until the middle of January, which is, the height of flu season. So that may have a negative effect, but we've got an airy space and we're following the rules, and hopefully the numbers will continue to increase.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to jump in on a different topic.
Yep.
We are at Practice Best Practice. We're working on our workshops for the next year. And 2 of the workshops that we're doing, we're looking for examples, as it were. One is going to be So you want to show art on the walls of your business. And we're looking for businesses or organizations that actually sell the art right off the wall if you're in there now. Like you're at a coffee shop and you can put it on your bill and take it home with you. So if any of you know any place like that, please send me that information. We have a couple, but we're looking for more. The other workshop that we're going to do is, so you want to raise money with an art auction, about how to do that correctly and not devalue art and artists. And so if you know organizations that do that, however they do that, we would like to talk to them as well. So if you have any information on organizations that are doing that, you can email me. I will put my my email in the chat and you can shoot me something off. Thank you.
Who else has something to add about the positive things in 2020?
Jocelyn here from the museum. Obviously, the New Bedford Whaling Museum has been trucking right along. But one thing I know as part of my job is that we are going to try to shift to our hybrid lectures. They've been virtual this whole time. So now we're trying to shift them in person for 2022. So with a little bit of a limited capacity for in person, but also broadcasting out, which is something that we haven't been doing. So a little bit of a positivity there that we'll have some people in the seat.
Nice. Okay, anyone else? Amanda, do
Hi
you
there,
want-
sorry.
Yeah,
Hi,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I was I was muted. I don't know if Lindsay wants to chime in. We're still in the progress of solidifying kind of the next couple of years of our programming, but we haven't publicly shared anything yet, but we're really focusing on our educational initiatives and youth programming and community kind of events. So anyone who, you know, we're connecting with particular school and youth groups to activate our art programs even more than we have in the past. So definitely looking to build those connections in the downtown area.
Somebody's not muted. There's like a radio thing going on in the background. I would suggest you talk to the Renaissance School in the South End.
Right.
They have a group of people together who had been part of their innovation program and planning a couple of years ago. And they are coming up for kind of a redo of what they're thinking about. And I had suggested the National Park also because of the Artist in Residence program. And they're looking at different models. They're looking at some teacher education or training programs that go on all the time. So they are looking to partner with arts groups. And I think that would be a great start.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks for that suggestion, the Renaissance School. Awesome.
So last comments from Margot or Lindsay. I see people are jumping off because the hour is nigh. We've been here together.
Just thank everyone for being here and looking forward to a fabulous 2022. As far as New Bedford Creative, will be announcing the Wicked Cool Places grant recipients in January 2022. And then the good news is that we have funding from Mass Development TDI for another round of Art is Everywhere grants. So stay tuned for that. That will be more grants going to all of you to support arts, culture, and creativity in New Bedford.
Great. Lindsay? No, we're just saying, Lindsay, your turn.
All right. Again, thanks, just like Margot said, thank you for attending today. I apologize, the notice did not come until last week, but put in your calendars now a meeting in March because we will do this every 3 months like we always do. Yeah, and I'm really excited. We have our artists in residence for 2022 selected, all 4 of them. So that will be information that goes out on Facebook and our website probably this week, if not next week. The first artist in residence is Isabel Matia. She'll actually be starting in January. Very, very excited about our arts programming next year. And I am a realist, so I'm trying to maintain optimism, but I am also aware that anything can change at any moment. So I appreciate the optimism and also the flexibility and patience that everybody has during this time, because it is still a global pandemic. But thank you all for being here today. And Lee said it's always the second Wednesday. So the second Wednesday in March, you can put that on your calendar now. And it's always at this time, noon to 1:30. But yeah, if you have any questions for me about the National Park or about our arts and youth programming, shoot me an email. You should have it since you attended this meeting today, but I'll put it in the chat just in case. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thanks. Have a good holiday season. See you next year.